So it looks like the game's starting. Coin flip's going up. Again, this is going to be Calvin Connor playing Snorlax versus Christian Labella playing Mew. We are looking at Labella's feed right now.
Yeah, so this coin flip probably makes a pretty decent difference in this matchup, whether or not Cal can get the tomb down, go first and get the tomb down on the first turn, or if he even wants to do that, maybe he's content with going second to more secure a better setup with Arvin and VIP pass before he gets judged. Um, so yeah, we'll see how that ends up. Christian did start the Genesect with the fusion energy in the hand. So and he's going first. So yeah, I'll be able to play that Genesect down, get a fusion energy and play to protect from the tomb a little bit, and then draw some cards, set up, hopefully get a path down maybe, or probably hold it until he can do the full judge path combo and hope it sticks for a little while.
For sure. And looks like we have a much higher quality stream this time from Christian. Let's go. Looking a lot clearer. Very exciting. Doing some price checking. Doesn't look like he'll be able to draw anything really this turn. Yeah, isn't going to put down the Genesect anytime soon until it's time to start going. Not going to touch the energy either again because of Giacomo. I do have Cal's feed link, however, it is not working for me currently, so we're just going to stick with Christian for the time being. Hopefully that gets resolved soon. Sorry for these issues, chat, but hopefully we'll have the normal setup going very soon here. Battle BIF coming down for Calvin. Let's see what he grabs here. Probably going to be that Rotom. Probably going to be that Spiritomb potentially too. And then,
Yeah, I wonder if there's an issue with the feed where because earlier I was trying to look at Piper's and Jeremy's at the same time, and I
mhm.
couldn't load the second one that I opened up. So maybe you can't open up them both at the same time or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Um,
I
but
I was able to do it like at the start of last stream, and then it just didn't work. As soon as we started, maybe there's like a limit that maybe people can view it or something. I'm not sure, but at least we have this one working. It is high quality at least. So we got a Blocklax and a Spiritomb down from that VIP, and the Arvin coming down too. So great hand here from Calvin. And then you have a lot of Blocklax experience. You like Blocklax. What is your kind of your goal for if you're Calvin right now for these early turns?
yeah, I think just getting a bunch of Pokemon into play is really the like ideal thing because you want to give yourself the most time possible to draw out of Judge Path.
Yeah,
And if you don't have that potential to draw into your gust effects like counter catchers and even Erica's hospitality or Erica's invitation and the boss's orders, um, yeah. So about three Snorlax and the Tomb in play, and Christian didn't attach double turbo on the first turn,
mm-hmm.
means that he's not going to be able to uh, pull off the judge path on this turn. And this hand is really tough to deal with. Um, he can guarantee the knockout at the cost of a switch card or the judge, or the the fusion energy.
Yeah, he's
Um,
thinking about it, but those fusion energies are so valuable in this matchup. It's tough. Is gonna go for it. Yep. And is going to take that early knockout. Is going to value that more than that fusion energy, and is going to put that on the judge.
yep. And yeah, it's possible to go for like a psychic leap into, well, but he doesn't have access to Technoblast here, so
Yeah, I didn't put down the
um
Genesect, so
yeah, that's an I think maybe he'll have to Ultra Ball away those power tablets and grab a
yeah,
Genesect just to be able to attack with. Um yeah, because you can't just leave the Muse. Maybe he can go for a um like a Max Miracle knockout here, for a Seal Stone for the Mew VMAX, and then play a power tablet and Max Miracle knock out the Snorlax. Or he'd need both tablets to do that. So
sure.
um
It's just
yeah,
gonna
that's
Psychic Leap here then.
yeah, maybe he's content with just going the slow route, but in my experience, this doesn't really work against Snorlax that well. They just have so much time,
Mm-hmm.
um, uh, and giving Snorlax more time to draw out of your judges and draw into counter catchers and even establish the Rotom since we don't see a path here. Um, yeah, this is this is looking very rough for Mew and very good for Cal. Unfortunately, yeah, it's gotten pretty
Top deck
one-sided
double
already.
turbo.
Yeah, that
um,
does help.
that does help. Unfortunately, because of that switch cart getting out of the damaged Snorlax, there's no knockout this turn um, with Max Miracle. So looks like we are going to see those double tablets go away. The
Yep, and
Rotom
now
kind of making this matchup pretty interesting because, or the Spiritomb rather, locking yourself out of Rotom, it just slows this game down tremendously. Honestly.
yep. So yeah, chaining these this like one double Mew VMAX board state is very interesting and
Hmm.
can be very good, but if Cal's able to draw that Giacomo, he's going to be able to get rid of both of the double turbos at once, and then leave Christian with very little energy left. So ideally, Christian uh, tries to find some more energy later, uh, to start preemptively loading up these Mew VMAXs. Um, and yeah, the while the Rotom can't use its instant charge, it is able to use the Forest Seal Stone.
Okay, I have confirmed
And
that yeah, Cal's feed is not working right now, so hopefully get
yep,
something working there soon. But again, at least we have one good feed, and with the pace of this game and how it's going, it might not matter too much if we don't see the hand for
yep.
Cal.
And I assume this Forest Seal Stone's going to find the Giacomo if it's in the deck.
Yeah,
If it's not in there, um, then this game gets a lot more interesting because Cal will have to play a Peonia maybe this turn to try and fish it out of the prize cards.
yeah, it
Temple of
must not
Sinnoh
be
also
there.
works.
Okay,
That one.
wow.
Um, Temple of Sinnoh is also pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, for sure,
Getting rid of these effects. Maybe that the Forest Seal Stone can be used this turn to find another double turbo. Wouldn't be the worst. Just to keep applying pressure.
sure,
Keep using Max Miracle because the Temple of Sinnoh would remove the reduction. Um, so yeah, I think you just have to go for the pressure in this matchup. Like you can't let the Snorlax player get so many turns because they'll start playing the Giacomo, recycling them. Um, so yeah, it's got to be the a path grab. It does work, but
yeah,
I feel like the extra energy is probably better
safer,
to
probably,
protect
yeah,
against the Giacomo. Yeah, um, yeah, double turbo putting in work sometimes. Um, Yeah, I guess the one downside of the double double is that if Snorlax gets the Bravery Charm attached, and then the Path to the Peak gets bumped, then you're in a you won't be able to two hit KO the Snorlax anymore because you'll be doing 180 with Max Miracle, which makes it more difficult. So the path shuts down that option.
for sure, for sure. Peonia coming down. So if that Giacomo is in the prizes, it will be potentially grabbed here. See what Cal's able to grab. Otherwise, yeah, this is just gonna be keep swinging with Mew until those Giacomos come into play, or another Temple even.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time. Yeah, it looks like well, yeah, Cal put his cards back, and we're going back into the the Max Miracle. So I think we're gonna end up being here for quite a while, just Max Miracling back and forth. Um, once uh, once Christian's hand gets a bit bigger, and then Cal's able to play Misfortune Sisters and get a Genesect down, then the matchup kind of transitions into like the next phase, sort of where um, Mew's doing more damage because it's able to use Technoblast, but we saw a Switch Hand Escape Rope get discarded off of the Misfortune Sisters, which is really terrible.
That is not what you want to see at all. It does have Chromatic here, so it can maybe grab something, but there's probably not much you want to grab here, honestly.
Yeah, I think he'll want to save the cram for um, grabbing more energy later or some outs. Um, Yeah, the lost vacuum's also useful to lost zone a Genesect that you happen to draw
Mm-hmm.
so that it can't be can't be Erica's invitation out of your hand. And yeah, the double lost vacuums, that's actually yeah, very good here because uh the Temple of Sinnohs, if they come down,
Yeah,
you can
for
lost
sure.
zone those, or you can also lost zone your Genesects, ideally both at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, it's hopefully. that Giacomo is still in the last 3 prize cards for Christian, because if it's not, then this is gonna be
Oh,
a
I guess
problem.
I guess yeah, not available. That's unfortunate. Yeah, Erica whiff there, and that early judge just completely stalled Cal here. Plus, yeah, not having access to Giacomo when needed, super tough.
Yep.
Unfortunately, yeah, can't knock out here. No
Yeah, he,
tablet.
could have gone for the cram for a power tablet, maybe tried that, but I think the cram being out for an energy might be more useful.
Mm-hmm.
And also there's no, like, good discard in hand because
Not
those,
the no the
Box
double
and Force are
Erica.
tool cards. I
That's
think
tough.
Cal would know that there's nothing in the hand, because
Yeah,
if Christian did draw a Pokemon, he would have lost vacuumed it
for sure.
away right
Yeah.
away. Um, so I guess just deciding to to get rid of them, or
You
maybe
know
just hope.
the if Christian did grab double turbo instead of the path there, that would have knocked out the lax last turn with the extra 20 damage. That's tough.
Yeah, yeah, with the temple still in play.
Yeah. So yeah, Spiritomb promote here for Cal. Finally gets a card that is not Erica's invitation. Is going to play that Iono, but very dire situation still here for Cal.
Yeah, here come the Snorlax is back, but uh, Christian didn't draw into any of his Genesects or anything, so he's not at risk of getting Erica's next turn. Um, so yeah, it'll just be on that Giacomo, which I have a feeling it's in those last 3 prize cards, because I think that would have been the best grab off the Forest Sealstone if he was able to. Um, and then yeah, the Peony would have grabbed it and then used on one of those turns we saw the Erica. So
Right,
yeah, that's
right.
what I'm guessing. These prize cards are pretty bad for Cal here. Otherwise, this game
Yeah.
could have gone very differently.
Yeah, finally gets the Pallet Pad so can get the Peonia back and try to get the Giacomo on the following turn. No, okay. Looks like I'm just gonna
Just now,
go for
no.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, I wonder why the. Yeah, I guess maybe he just feels like there's no options.
sure.
Is trying
Yeah.
to get like an Erica's here, or something, and I don't know. Yeah, I don't feel like Iono is a very strong card to be like getting back and then using off the Pokegear.
Hmm.
Maybe his hand is just so bad that he has. Um, I guess he needs to find
He does need
Snorlaxes,
to find a
which is
lax.
true.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, because he needs to find Lax plus Penny or Turo or something. But yeah, there's the Ultra Ball for the Genesect, and
Yep.
Techno Blast is going to knock out the Rotom and end the first game for
All
Mew.
right.
So it's pretty good.
1-0 for Christian Labella. One up for Team DDG. A very fast block lax match, honestly. Surprising. And just really interesting to kind of look through kind of the game plan there for the Mew versus the Lax there. That Spiritomb really changes how this matchup plays out compared to a lot of other matchups where you're just kind of constantly drawing cards and cards with the Rotom. Can't really afford to do that here. I now see that Christian's deck is called Cal Connor Destroyer. And I mean, I guess
that's
that's true. It's
that's
working.
the
So
name.
let's
Yep.
go. Going into game two
Yeah.
here.
So we'll see if that same situation gets replicated. Obviously, if Cal had access to that Giacomo, things would have gone very differently.
For sure. For
Um,
sure.
so I wonder if he chose not to grab it, if it wasn't an option, or um, but yeah, I can't help but think that getting rid of those both of those double turbos and having way more time, forcing Christian to find more double turbos, and then Cal probably being able to recycle the Giacomo at some point, and get them back. But we do see that just the Mew start again, so
Yep.
Christian
Nice to
has the
see.
option to go for the same line again if he wants.
And turn one judge again. So all the options here. He's going to throw down the fusion already. And it looks like
Yeah,
this probably should be a pass from here.
I think this is fine. I don't think he's gonna plan to go for any of these. Yeah, the Forest Sealstone. I think he's considering getting like the VIP pass this turn or
Mm-hmm.
something, but or preparing for Iono. But yeah, I don't think he wants that many Pokemon in play. Um, but yeah, it'll be tough to find like Christian last game drew into like the perfect combination for that weird line of just the double Mew VMAX. Um, so it'll be tough for him to get that together again with just the judge and no Genesect draws. But the Force Seal Stone definitely helps.
Seeing that VIP and the heavy ball coming down here for Cal. Again, we will not have access to Cal's stream feed for this round either. Apologies, everybody. I was told that the line I got was Cal is bad at computers, so the feed's not working. Hopefully next round we can actually have both feeds and switch between them. We see the instant charge go down. We're not seeing the Spiritomb come down this time. Gonna see probably a very different game then as a result.
Yeah, um, getting rid of the lost vacuum is tricky there. I almost feel like getting rid of that the Iono or maybe the Switch would have been
Sure.
better, but not really the Switch. But yeah, it always hurts to lose stadium outs to those Temple of Sinnohs.
Mm-hmm.
Um, make your energy attachments much less efficient.
Ooh, not a good hand here, but does have the seal stone, so can at least grab something. We'll see what Christian decides to grab here.
Yeah, I wonder if Christian just goes for the fast knockout line here. Um,
Immediate Genesect vacuum, so no, that won't be the case.
yeah,
It's just going to take it slow and steady. Does get the double fusion, so can actually just max Miracle without any Pokemon on the bench. Doesn't need a cross fusion strike. And it's just going to start applying pressure now. That Pidgeot can just go back in the deck, no problem, so it's not really substantial pressure, but does have to get it out of the active in order to use the Vanishing Wings ability.
yeah, that's the trickiest part because I don't think Cal plays any energy cards, so maybe just one switch, which I assume this Arven's going to end up finding.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, the switch cart and the Forest Seal Stone. Um, you can use both of those and get the Snorlax up to start soaking hits. But yeah, Cal's gotta find that Giacomo. It's all on the Giacomo at this point. And a temple would also help here a lot.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, Temple would stop Max Miracle from happening until another Mew comes down. So there we see that Vanishing Wings activate. Seal Stone coming down on the Rotom. It's just going to instant charge here before going over to Christian again. Chromatic and Judge, not terrible. Could be pretty useful here. We'll see. Christian
Yeah,
thinking
I
about
think
the
I'd
Cram.
maybe save that cram for looking for a stadium bump once the
Sure.
assuming the Giacomo comes down. But also Christian does have the option of going for cram for tablet and taking the knockout on the Snorlax this turn,
Mm-hmm.
which would be pretty powerful.
Is going to go for the Chromatic and gets heads. All right, so we'll see what he grabs here. Does grab the tablet. Yeah, Judge here, pretty devastating potentially. Just completely wiping all those cards. Now, Cal does still have the Seal Stone ready to go for next turn. Did not draw into a vacuum off the Judge, so can't get rid of it. So it is potentially easy to recover from this for Calvin. And looks like
Yeah,
we're
but
just going to see the Max Miracle.
this game's definitely going a lot more differently with the without the Genesect or like differently from how you normally see Mew VMAX versus Blockbox games go, where
Yeah.
the Spiritomb makes a bigger difference, and um, yeah, Cal playing the Spiritomb, but not even getting it out in this game because the Rotom is more important when
Mm-hmm.
Genesect isn't being used at all.
Yeah. If with the way Christian's playing this, there's a Giacomo. It exists. One energy goes down. And we're seeing the Mimikyu be promoted here, which unfortunately, oh, the Bravery Charm very important here. So yeah, without the fusion energy, this Max Miracle can only do 110. It does shred through Mimikyu's ability. However, we'll need a tablet here and does not have one in hand. Can go for one with the Chromatic. So we'll see if that happens here pretty soon.
But yeah, there's no option to even attack with a Max Miracle this turn anymore. He'll need a second Mew VMAX in play in order to use it.
Oh, right.
So,
Yeah, because the fusion's gone, right?
yep.
Yeah, the Lisa Sparkle not doing anything here. Can boss to potentially do that, but doesn't really seem useful right now. Probably better to save it when you can get like a guaranteed knockout. Is going to play the Lisa just to burn the card. Still pretty okay on resources. No Misfortune Sisters has hit yet, if I remember correctly. So yeah, none yet. Oh no, there was one at the start, I guess. Did it get anything?
No, because there's no fusion energies. He only plays 2 in the list, so
No, no. I mean,
I guess just the
Misfortune Sisters. Sorry.
Misfortune Sisters. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Um, yeah,
Here goes
I
the
can't
Giacomo
remember
back
being
in.
anything too useful. Yeah, there's the Giacomo and the Palpad, and with the Rotom making a much bigger difference this game.
Yeah,
Um,
applying a lot of pressure, and we're already down 2 judges for Christian. Does need to Palpad them back in. Does have one more judge in deck. But if this okay, that's a tails. That's pretty tough because now Cal's gonna be pretty unchecked here and can just keep spamming the Rotom and building up a bigger and bigger hand and just getting into an even stronger board state as time goes on.
yep. Yeah, the Rotom making a big difference. So I wonder if it might have been better when Christian saw that Cal wasn't going for the Spiritomb and put the Rotom and the Pidgeot in play, then maybe he should have gone just wide with the Genesect and try
Mm-hmm.
to go as fast as possible, especially considering the Rotom and the Pidgeot were in play.
Yeah,
A
yeah,
Judge
and in
Path
the
and
active too.
aggressive route, yeah,
Yeah.
Judge Path aggressive route into knocking out the Pidgeot, into knocking out the Rotom, might have been able to put him ahead far enough. Where I think this game is just spiraling out of control. The last game, like normally this like solo Mew VMAX line ends up sort of in this situation where um, it's like very tough to deal with the Giacomos incoming, so it doesn't work. But last game it was able to because he found the second Mew VMAX so quickly, so he
Mm-hmm.
was able to copy the Max Miracle with just the one DTE. But now that there's no second Mew in play, which is really the big difference here, the Max Miracle chain doesn't work, and Cal has plenty of time to recover Giacomo and keep getting rid of those special energy cards. Now that now that the second fusion is down, the one fusion is effectively doing nothing on
Right.
the Pokemon. So it's just as if it had one energy attached. Only thing it does is help with Temple of Sinnoh. Um, but yeah, this giving Cal just so much time.
Yeah, Cal just has all the time in the world. Went completely wide already. Has the full board set up. And can just do whatever he wants here. He's going to play that Erica's Invitation, gets to take a peek at the hand and see that there's nothing going on there. Won't be able to throw down a Genesect, so it's just going to instant charge, and then we're going from there. Mew VMAX there, not useful still. Again, doesn't want to play that boss when you can't really do anything effective with it, so it's just going to. We might be in a little bit of a pass fest here, chat.
Yeah, I think Christian just has to hope he top decks like a way to get the Mew
Ooh, the
V and then
Palpad is
second Mew
tough.
VMAX Palpad Palpad. Yeah, definitely not great. Get the Mew V down, evolve to Mew VMAX, then play a Judge and hope it sticks. Um, yeah, this is not looking good.
Yeah, again, does have the one Judge, one Iono, but now that's all that's left for hand disruption, and this Rotom's just going to be unchecked for the rest of the game, pretty much until, even when those cards are played, it's still going to be pretty easy to recover from. The Iono is not nearly as effective as the Judge in this case, because Cal will always be drawing 6 cards from that, and he has
And
Mimikyu
you can
just
see
completely
how
walling here.
difficult playing against a deck like Blocklex is, where that decision on turn one to play this route
Yeah.
instead of the aggressive route is like completely changed the outcome of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And even though the start might have looked similar to, oh no, the Sydney
Oh my
discarding 2 double
gosh,
turbos here.
brutal.
Yeah, this game is as good as over at this point. But yeah, the decision to go for last game, the solo Mew VMAX line like worked out because of how quickly Christian was able to get the second Mew VMAX
Yeah,
in play and
for sure.
chain the attacks between them both, and the Spiritomb was down, stopping Rotom from drawing up. But in this game, there's no Spiritomb, so Rotom's able to draw. Cal has 25 cards in his hand, uh, and yeah, and Christian has nothing to show for it. Just the Giacomo discarding the double turbo,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's. I think this game is yeah, especially with the Palpad, the recycle. This game is not really worth worth playing out. I
Yep.
think,
And we are
and we
seeing
see
potential concede here.
Christian almost agree.
Gonna see what the top deck is at least. There's a Genesect finally. Don't really still
um,
want to use it, but
yeah,
it is a
theoretically,
Pokemon.
it's like maybe possible for uh no, there's no like opportunity for decking out
Yeah.
um Cal because there's no Spiritomb in play to so Pidgeot can always come down or and I guess this is like a last ditch effort, knock out the Rotom and or yeah, hope it ends up somewhere, but I don't think with the 25 card hand, Cal's going to be able
Yeah.
to find a single counter catcher and bring up that Genesect.
Yeah. Now there is the switch and escape rope in hand, and if we can get a hand disruption here pretty soon, then this could actually be potentially viable. Oh, the Giacomo, never mind.
Yep.
Yep, it's over.
Yep. So
Needed a hand
yeah, in
disruption
this
somewhat earlier and could have maybe gone there.
yeah, in this last game, I think yeah, the crucial difference is going to be whether or not um, Christian goes for the aggressive or the sort of passive Mew route. And it'll really depend on like yeah how many outs to Muse we have in the opening hand. If Christian can start with the maybe ideal like double Mew VMAX, double Mew V energy judge hand, that would be perfect. Um, and then he could go for the passive line. Um, and if Cal, yeah, I assume Cal's not going to put down the Spiritomb again because of how important that Rotom was the last game. And in that case, the Genesect aggressive line might end up being better. It'll be very difficult to tell, and yeah, we'll have to see what Christian chooses.
For sure. Really quickly, I messed up the giveaway thing. So if you already typed exclamation point ticket for this round, please do it again. Starting Genesect, not ideal for Christian here. But yeah, please, if you want to enter to win a Paldean Fates ETB, please do so. Again, sorry.
Yeah, I think starting Genesect is pretty terrible here.
Yeah,
I
and
don't think
basically
there's a
forces you
Penny
down
or a
the
Tur on the list.
it forces you down the aggressive route almost immediately by having it there.
Yeah, so we'll see if Cal's able to get the Spiritomb down on turn one. At least there's one fusion energy in the hand, so the Genesect can draw a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, But if Cal's start is slow and Kristen's able to find, yeah, it is. If Kristen's able to find like a judge path turn, then
Could work
this game
out.
could turn around really quickly. There's only
Yeah,
two Snorlax in play, VIP passes turned off. Um, yeah, this could get
Christian having fun
really
here.
crazy really quickly. But um,
um, just probably
yeah,
debating what
what
to
is this
discard
grand
here.
discard going to
Yeah,
be?
gonna be a
Yeah,
tablet. Yeah, it has to be a tablet.
yeah.
Yeah.
He could also get rid of. I think Palpad, like honestly, is a very tempting choice just so you can play both tablets and draw more cards this turn.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but if you get like double VIP, that's probably pretty fine.
Yeah, yeah.
He
If you
could
can
go
go
for
so
like
wide, it's
Forest
fine.
Sealstone VIP. Um, I don't know. Yeah,
Okay, you're gonna grab the
just
judge
going for the
instead
judge
here.
right away. It also works.
Yeah, with the VIP in hand already, gonna get down decent amount of cards anyway. Should be fine most of the time here. Gonna grab two Mews and attach the double turbo, and then gonna slam down the judge.
Yep, and we'll see. Yeah, there's an out to Mew VMAX, no out to a Switch yet. Um, you could also fail this, like fail the power tablet and the feather ball, or maybe grab another Mew V,
Mm-hmm.
um, just to draw up with the Genesect. Maybe look for the path, maybe, or it might not even be necessary to get the path this turn, but he needs to find the Mew V Max and the Switch in the next couple, ideally before the next turn. Um,
Yeah, kind of
to
a downside of going for that judge there instead of the VIP is just not being able to draw more and more cards here. But does get the feather ball, does do that, can attach the box and then draw a little bit more here. Hopefully can get more going. There's Mew VMAX, but not much beyond that.
Yeah, this isn't the worst. We'll see. Like really here, the difference makers is if Cal is going to bench the Spiritomb or not.
Mm-hmm.
Because that sort of locks him into like a committed line of what he's gonna do. So this Arvin can find like a nest ball, get either Rotom or Spiritomb, depending on what he wants, um, or both because of the Forest Seal Stone.
Yep. Is going for the
We do
Rotom.
see the Rotom come down, but will we see the Spiritomb is the question. Yeah, it looks like so far Cal might just be saving. Yep,
Yep.
saving the Forest Seal Stone and drawing 3, not caring about the Genesect and valuing the Rotom draw more,
Yeah.
which I think is pretty fine considering what happened in the first game.
For sure.
Yeah,
And
Ultra Ball could. Yeah, go ahead.
you can always put it down later if you think it'll matter more in the future. So there's not really a rush right now, and it does let you build up a hand. You only had 3 cards last turn; they probably weren't super useful. It's probably more important to just build up hand size right now. Although the judge is about to come down here very shortly.
Yeah, it's like this turn I think is the most crucial from Mew's side. Like
Mm-hmm.
as far as the pressure they can put on, the Spiritomb might be able to stop an attack altogether, but the Rotom is better if an attack does come off and a path isn't found. Then he's able to get back both. But the switch card was found, and we have the vacuum to get rid of the temple. So yeah, this Mew's going to start swinging and taking knockouts.
Yep.
And if we go for a path here to shut off the Rotom, I think this could get really tricky really quickly. But there is no second Mew. Um, oh yeah, this also works. Getting rid of
Yeah,
the
it's the
Forest
same
Seal Stone
outcome.
on
Yeah.
the Rotom.
And it doesn't
Um,
lock you out of your Genesect, so
yeah,
uh,
yeah. Maybe even still a path this turn would be nice
for sure.
to stop the instant charge. Um, yeah, he could find Kristen could find like triple Mew VMAX or something, and then um, oh yeah, I guess the Forest Seal Stone still is accessible for him, so you can find the path off of that.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's just whether or not he has an out to attack next turn, and that switch in the hand would be the out. Yeah, now that there's a fusion energy, so we could switch into something with the fusion energy, like a Mew VMAX, and then retreat that Mew VMAX in order to attack next turn. Because obviously the block Snorlax would normally prevent retreating, but the fusion energy allows him to retreat
Right.
regardless.
Yeah, super key part of this matchup is using that fusion strike energy at the right time. And we're going to see the first knockout here for Christian, and looking like a much better board state and situation than last game. We'll see how well this judge hit here for Cal in just a moment. Is thinking about attaching the energy right now, potentially.
Yeah, he's just concerned over whether or not he'll have an out to retreating. Um, he also has the option of going just for the passive, like Max Miracle here, but I feel like putting on more damage is going to be better.
For sure.
This also works the fusion energy on the active, so you can go retreat then switch. Um, so yeah, I guess attaching the energy to the one Mew is better because only one of them can be Giacomo'd away in worst case scenario. Whereas if you split up the energies, then both of them could go down theoretically.
Right. Arvin coming down here for Cal, grabbing an item and a tool card. We'll see what he grabs. Probably Ray Charm. Yep. And then that nest ball to grab something. We'll see here in just a moment. Uh, might not have a path out here. So this might just be it for drawing power. And then it's kind of just hoping that the block laxes do some blocking. Brave Return coming down. Yeah, we know he's low on tablets too. Christian has burned a lot of tablets already, so that Brave Charm can put in a decent amount of work if the vacuum isn't ready to go.
Yep, and no counter catcher this turn, obviously, because Mew's going to need to reset its attack and switch either way.
Mm-hmm.
So if Cal does have a counter catcher, he would have wanted to save it. But yeah, getting the retreat too, that double turbo top deck. Um, but yeah, I guess Christian isn't able to get the knockout, so he just goes for the Max Miracle, which means he can attack again. So I assume we're going to see a counter catcher come down this turn, try and buy more time, and force that switch out.
Mm-hmm. There comes that counter catcher, bringing up the Genesect V. Temple of Sinnoh down as well, and another Bravery Charm on the Lilacs, and then Instant Charge. Finally, gonna see more cards here for Cal. Again, Christian does have
But that
that
does
switch
mean
in
that
hand and immediately top decks Judge once once that path is broken. So that's unfortunate for Cal here.
Yeah, Christian's able to use cross fusion strike or fusion strike system this turn with the Genesect to draw more and find another out to that path. So we could be seeing another judge path coming down. And even if he misses everything, that Mew VMAX with the double turbo and the fusion energy is going to be able to attack regardless this turn, because the both of those energies will count as one colorless energy, even though the Temple of Sinnoh is in play. It'll be able to copy Max Miracle for a knockout.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but ideally, yeah, we get another path. Maybe play the judge, maybe not.
Yeah, interesting decision here with that Ultra Ball. Thinking about it, it does have the Pal Pad still, so it's not terrible to discard these supporters.
Yeah, I think he's gonna want to play the judge probably this turn, because I guess reading Cal's hand here is actually pretty difficult, because we know two of the cards must be pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
So three, it's probably ideal not to play a hand disruption supporter this turn, because um, yeah, Cal, and there is the
There's the
path
path. All
right
right,
away, so
that helps
that's
quite a
pretty big
bit.
if Christian decides to play it down. Um, yeah, the choice belt doesn't usually matter. It could actually come up on the Rotom potentially later with
Sure.
like one power tablet plus the choice
With a
belt could
Bravery
knock out that
Charm,
Bravery
yeah.
Charm Rotom. Yep. Yeah, deciding whether or not to put that path down. I think the path is good here, but at the same time, path is sort of interestingly an out to retreating, because the Temple of Sinnoh locks down the Fusion Strike Energy's
Right,
protection
right.
from Block Lax. So the path out is an out to retreating the active Mew VMAX. But it looks like he's just decided to go for the attack and with the path. And we'll see if Cal can respond to this at all.
Yeah, does not play that judge, so still have those 3 new cards that Cal got, plus the top deck here. And is already down 2 temples, which is going to be interesting for later. This path might stick around for a little bit longer. Get a nest ball for another Snorlax. These Cal just always has the Arvins ready to go, at least. Another counter catcher is going to
Yeah,
come out here.
that means another switch out has to be found to move this Genesect.
Mm-hmm.
The Lost Vacuum being able to get rid of the either the path to draw more or the Bravery Charm on the Snorlax is actually a big deal
For sure.
to get a Technoblast KO. And I think even if Cal has a Temple of Sinnoh this turn, I think I'd like to see him save it maybe one more turn, um, just to force Christian out of being able to draw with Genesect and try and find another switch out. I don't know how many switch outs he has left. It can't be very
Should
many
have
at
one
this
more
point.
switch if it's a standard list.
Yeah, only one more though. That's one
That's
more
tough.
move.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to get effect if the Rotom stays in play, then you need to get 3 attacks off somehow in order to win this game, and that's tough with one switch card.
Yeah, I think Christian definitely doesn't want to play one of those draw supporters and help Cal out here. Um, yeah, really taking his time, and also yeah, one double turbo prized is not great. Also, the boss being prized is another switch out sort of.
Mm-hmm.
You can boss up Rotom, then retreat
Right,
the
right.
Genesect with the double turbo if you need to.
Yeah, not having that out is tough, and that is the only boss available for Christian here. So kind of hoping to draw that off prizes very soon. Otherwise, it's gonna be so tough to get out of this situation. Does still have one Fusion Strike energy, but you don't want to. You can't use that to retreat here because then you also need to burn a double turbo. Or no, you don't, because you just burned the double turbo. But you have to double attach, and then you're really susceptible to Giacomo, um, which is not ideal here. I think there's still at least a Sparkle, I guess, but it's still tough. Going back over
Yeah, just
to
a
Cal now.
pass. We'll see if Cal has anything extra to do here. The
There's a
Pokegear and
Giacomo.
the
Uh
Giacomo. That's
oh.
huge.
Oof. deciding what to discard here from that Mew VMAX that has both energies attached. Can choose one of them. It's up to Cal here. Do you? Yeah, I was gonna say, do you prefer the double turbo or the fusion here? But that makes sense to go for that in particular, just to stop any sort of attacks anytime soon.
Yeah, the fusion energy plus the switch would be very good to find here, but um, yeah, it's gonna take a while. I feel like Christian, now that he needs a 2-card combo,
Oh, there's still a boss in deck.
um,
Okay.
yeah, one boss. He needs a 2-card combo. Like, can he afford to just keep passing and drawing the cards, or do you think he has to go aggressive here with the draw supporter?
I mean, the it's tough. It's tough. You can't. It really just depends on what you think Cal has in hand, right? And we know it's not great still. We don't know if there's a penny available. Probably not still, and that definitely dictates decision making here. Given how like tiny your window is, like if that switch goes away, if it gets misfortuned, you just lose, right? Most of the time here. So
Yeah,
like I think you have to try to be as aggressive as possible, especially when your deck is already this thin. Like one misfortune sister is going to be already like 50% to get it. Um, and we're going to see that happen right now. We're going to see Christian go pretty aggressive here. Does get the switch, does get the fusion
oh
energy,
wow, yeah.
does get the boss.
Yeah, he got everything he needed. So yeah, he can go for the boss KO on the Rotom this turn if he wants to. Um,
But would have to burn
just
the
to
switch for
Yeah,
that
but
too, which is
I think
tough.
it's going to be worth it though, because removing the path means that Cal would have draw with that Rotom,
Hmm.
um, and
But if he has
locking him out
counter
of the
catcher or boss in hand, then it's just over.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but I think the you try and read that Cal's played the Giacomo and the Arvin, and I feel like it's more likely that Cal doesn't have a counter catcher in hand at this point, because
Sure.
he had
He
to
had to
use
Arvin
Arvin to
for it
find
every
one.
time, yeah.
So theoretically, like, he could have been Arvining for an extra, in which case, yeah, well played. But yeah, now the switch is gone. It's got to be boss on the Roto. I can't imagine it's not boss on the Rotom here. Um, I feel like
Did play the
taking
tablet,
that
so I
out
guess
is
it's
just too
happening.
good. Yeah.
Yep, we're gonna see.
Um, I guess not. So we're just gonna hit into the Snorlax. But I think this is too slow. Now the Rotom can draw cards. And even if the Rotom doesn't find anything, Christian's gonna play the Judge, and that gives Cal 4 new cards to see, which are more likely to be counter catchers, assuming that he doesn't have any counter catchers in his hand. Um, yeah,
Is gonna take that knockout with a Technoblast, so uh we are on a clock now, and we'll see if Cal just has a decent hand or not here. Very, very crucial big turn. It has already loaded up the options
yeah.
waiting for the counter catcher.
But even if he doesn't have like an option, I feel like just the Rotom being able to draw the cards and the power tablet being gone is such a big deal.
For sure.
Um, Cape on the Snorlax is pretty good. I
There's
don't
the
know. Okay,
Iono. That could give you a counter catcher pretty easily.
yeah. So yeah, I guess this was the right play then. Just not going for the Rotom, but yeah, the boss isn't like that valuable otherwise. I
Hmm.
don't know. It's uh, a bad position no matter how you look at it. After that Giacomo came down, removing those energy cards, stopping the Mew loop, and that one DTE is still prized, if I remember correctly.
I believe so, yeah.
Um, no counter catcher found yet, though. So
Top deck path is
um,
pretty useful here. Did
yeah, if
lose
we
out
can
on the
go,
vacuum, but can get it still.
yeah, but I don't think there's any way to attack this turn because the Mew uh, attacked with
Right.
Technoblast last turn. So I guess this turn might just be Judge Path, if you can find the Judge. Um,
With the
Yeah,
Palpad,
Judge
can
path
definitely
and
get
hope it
it, yeah.
works. Yeah.
Can
Hope
you?
that
Well, you have to
sticks enough.
be very careful about what you discard here with either Ultra or Vacuum. It can be kind of tough. Gonna
Yeah, I
put both
think
those
he can
judges
go
back
like
in.
vacuum away the Ultra Ball and the Temple, maybe, or I don't know.
These are all cards you want. I mean, unless you lost vacuum the Ultra Ball away, I guess is like your only option. But then you're
Yeah,
drawing so
that's
few cards. But you do have 3 judges in deck right now, so you get 2 of them. You get 2 draws. So the odds of whiffing
yeah.
are not going to happen. So you're fine. Yeah,
And
you can
this
just
this fusion
vacuum the
energy can also come down this turn, but
exactly.
Christian also has to
Yeah.
make sure that he has enough turns to win the game, which is tricky. Enough cards available to him that he won't deck out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because the fusion energy isn't really doing anything else here. Um, but I guess he's guaranteed the draw, so it doesn't
Right.
matter.
Yeah. So just gonna path judge here, and then hopefully that stops any of Cal's options here. It doesn't draw into counter catcher boss. Solid looking
Yeah,
hand
only two
here.
cards. So, oh, I
Penny
guess yeah.
also potentially problematic,
There's
but yeah.
there's one more judge left, and also the option to psychic leap.
There's two
Um,
judges. There's two judges. Judges.
Yeah, two judges.
Yeah.
But those I think the second judge won't draw enough cards. The second judge will draw four, which is
Oh,
the whole deck. But there's the
the
boss.
gear into
Um,
boss.
yeah, I think that pretty much locks it up.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah, two judges. If the psychic leap was able to come out like a bit sooner, then maybe he'd have enough energies to move this. But yeah,
Yeah.
the judge.
Or just had the double turbo not prized.
Yeah,
Could have
that's
done something
true
with
as
that
well.
too. That's tough. Yeah, no more switch outs, no more energy in deck, just that one fusion strike energy, which cannot be retreated with. Christian thinking over, making sure there is no other option for him here. Christian plays so animated on PTCG Live. I respect it very much.
Yeah, I think this game is basically over at this point. Cal
Yeah.
just has to pass twice, and there's nothing Christian can do. Yeah, if the double turbo wasn't still prized, he could go attach fusion energy to Genesect, attach double turbo, and retreat.
Or just boss double turbo retreat would be fine
That
too.
that, that also works. Yeah. Um,
And then you're in a pretty good position from there. But yeah, there's the last card, the judge.
we're gonna see Christian make us play it out longer or finally
You're gonna see the
concede.
concede here from Christian. That's 2-0 for Shuffle Squad so far. That is the end of round 2. Oh geez. Very unfortunate. Just kind of the way that game went. But we saw the game play out so differently each time too. It was a really interesting matchup for sure. Probably one of the most interesting Block Lax matches we could have gotten here today.
Yeah, I feel like going for that passive grout game two was definitely a difference maker because of yeah, if he had gone aggressive with the judge path, Technoblast or plan to Technoblast the Pidgeot V, hope to trap it in play, and then potentially go for the boss on the Rotom right after that. That second game could have gone very differently, but that's like a decision he'd have to make turn one.
Right.
That's what makes playing against Blocklex so difficult is that you're every decision you make can punish you like 10 turns
Yeah,
down the
yeah.
line.
It's so tough to play against, and you really have to know what's going on, think about all your options, and it's a lot. It's tough, and sometimes the game, even if you think things out, the game just doesn't go the way you think it will. So yeah, so